we're going to customize the website and add some of your own photos to it, add some headlines that you write, and change pretty much anything you want using just the HTML code and which will be optional, the CSS. So this again is our folder, and pretty much everything we change here is going to be in images. And you can see after I found my 27 images, 9 for each category in my website, I labeled them as cleanly as possible. So they're photo, these are the 9 black and white examples, these are the 9 faces or portrait samples, and these are the 9 landscape samples. I also have, what you've already done, the header logo that you've changed, and we'll be replacing one of these placeholder images or 2 of the placeholder images with our landscape 1 and 2. You can also change your photograph on your website. You see that my photograph is 160 pixels wide by 200 pixels tall. You already know how to edit a photo in Photoshop and make it smaller, so you can do that and then just save it as your own name.jpg, and I'll show you where that is in the HTML, and you'll have to rename the link to it in there. So let's open up both of our files in TextEdit, both of our files being the index, that's the home page, and the main CSS. Before we do that, I guess let's just go to, this is the same file, the index file, open in the browser so you can see what it looks like. I replaced the first 2 images with placeholder images just to give you some experience switching those out and seeing what it looks like when you change them. You'll basically go through the HTML code for all 3 of these pages and adjust everything that you want to adjust. Based on the first video, you already know what everything does. So let's go over to TextEdit, and I have opened the index page and then the CSS. So the main CSS works and links to all 3 of your pages. So you only have one CSS file, but you'll have multiple, or in our case, 3 HTML files. There are some websites that have hundreds or thousands of web pages, and they're all driven by one CSS file, which is kind of nice because if you want to change one thing across all of those pages, maybe the color of the background in the header, you just change it right here and it's automatically updated across all of the web pages. So the first thing you might want to change is looking up here in the head, you want to change the title. So whatever you decided for your topic, change this, and I would change it on all 3 pages. In the description, I would change this as well. That's again for the search engines to look at and to display in the search results. Keywords, I would change these 3 in all 3 of your pages. And all you have to do is just go to open and open the other 2 pages and edit their HTML code and then save them. You don't need to change the style sheet. You don't need to change this. This viewport here, initial scale 1, that helps to drive the media queries. So that's a little more advanced. You'll get into that more when you get into other web design classes. And this last piece here you don't have to change either. That is simply the favicon or the site icon. So when I view this in a web page, I don't have the icon in here right now, but it's the little icons that you see up here. These are from my other websites. It's a little dragonfly. Again, we'll get into that in a different class. So for starters, once you've decided on your 3 categories, you'll want to change your navigation here. So where mine says photography styles, landscape, portrait, black and white. Photography styles, a little bit bolder because that has the strong tags around it. Landscape, portrait, and black and white. These are the 3 pages that you will customize and decide what you want for your own topic. It could be cookie styles or cookie flavors, and you have chocolate chip and snickerdoodle and sugar cookies and pictures of all those types of cookies. I'm flexible, whatever you want to do. So you'll change those on all 3 websites. And then for each of your web pages, you'll want to change your headline and then the short paragraph down below. And that can be found right here. Excuse me, in the article. So see where it says landscape photography, and then here are several examples. You'll change all of this. Keep it wrapped in the paragraph tags. Okay. So here, down here is where we want to change our photographs. And in here you see I have in the image folder, I have image placeholder, 1080 by 1080. The first 2, I've replaced the first 2. See where it starts here with 3, 4, 5. So the first 2 in here, I have photos for those. You can see them right here, landscape photo 1, which is the lighthouse here, landscape photo 2, the hot air balloons. So I have those photos in my images folder in my website. So all I want to do is I'm going to take this little .jpeg all the way over here to photo landscape, because I saved them all the same. I copy this, and I'm going to replace this here. Copy, or I copied it and pasted it, Command V here. So now I didn't change the images folder because I need to show it which folder it's in. And then if you look now, I've copied landscape 3. So all 3 of these, if I save, the first 3 should really be the same. I have to Command R to refresh, or click the little cycle up here. You'll see that all 3 of these are the same. So if I go back into the HTML, I'm going to make this the first one, 1, 2. Save this, go back into my browser, Command R to reload, and now you see the lighthouse and the balloons are showing up. So now I have all 9 of my landscape pictures or photographs in here. So once you come up with your 27 different photographs, you will be going in to your HTML code and changing this right here, which is photo underscore landscape 1. You can name them whatever you want. Just make sure whatever the file name is, it corresponds with exactly what's written in here. And then you'll also want to change your alt as well. You can change the copyright information down here in the header. This copyright, you can leave the links to Unsplash, but if you want to go in and if you're doing cookies and you want to link to a cookie website or a recipe web page, do that. All you have to do in your HTML is recode this. This is the code for the copyright symbol. You could just take that out, copyright Craig Kuntz, change your name here. And you could also change the link here. You see this is just the website URL, the .com with the HTTPS : // And this copy right here, which is still inside of the anchor and the href, the link here, that is what shows up on the web page. Notice I've added a little non-breaking space and a bullet here. I did that so that I would have some space between. Down at the bottom, there's a space and a bullet, space, and then a bullet here. Just something I did to design it to help organize that information down below. So here you can change your picture, like I mentioned, and change your welcome, all of this, put your own email in there. Just save it as you go along and adjust all of that. This is where you'll change your email here and the aside. So this is where, see, I have craig.jpg. Up here, my picture that is 160 by 200 pixels is also titled craig.jpg. So if your name is Mandy or Jim, yours will be mandy.jpg or jim.jpg. And when you go into your HTML code, you'll want to make sure right here it's in the images folder / that you change this to match what your photo or portrait is called. And then just change your alt here too so people will see that this is Mandy or Jim's photo. Okay, so whatever you're doing here, do that on the website. So really, the rest of it, you can just start doing this, making all the changes. The rest of it is up to you. Choose your topic, find your photographs, make all those photographs 1080 by 1080, and make sure they're all web friendly. Those instructions are on the web page as well. The one last thing I wanted to show you is it's optional, but if you feel like you want to change the some of the CSS over here, you certainly can play around with it. If you want to find the art box here and make it a little bit bigger, make it a little bit smaller, change the margin in here, it's okay to just mess around with it. One tip I will give you as someone who's messed around with code for many years is whenever I change something or I'm trying to test something out, I make one change here and then I go back and look at it in the website, see if the change worked. If it did, then I go back in and save and then move on to another change. So here's an example. Let's go to the header. The header right now I have as this color. Let's just say I want to make that like a light gray. I'm going to put 3 C's in there. I'm going to save that, go here to the website browser and refresh. And now you see that went to a light gray up here. If I don't like that, go back here and I can just do Command Z and it'll go back to that blue that I like. So all of this stuff is important to just do it one step at a time so you don't make so many changes and you don't know what you did or what worked. So just a tip, all right? Okay, well, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.